Hey, it's Chelsea again. I decided it was about time that I went through my first aid box. I was pretty horrified to realise that plastic box isn't the best for a first aid box. So all of my first aid stuff has become soaked with condensation from the last batch of good weather that we had. So I'll need to buy a new one. So I'll go through everything that I have one by one. I'll tell you some things that I would like to add to my first aid box. I'll tell you why I have the certain things in there. And if you have any suggestions on what would be a great addition, then feel free to let me know in the comments. Okay, so I'll start off with this sun cream. If you've noticed, Danny has a pink nose. And once the warm weather comes, his nose comes out in boils and blisters, and it's just not very nice for him. So I use this. He absolutely hates it. So I try to apply it with a sponge. I'm glad it's just his nose and not his whole face, because he does that giraffe neck, you know, it's like that. And I'm not even 5 foot, so okay. Antihistamines. They're both for the horse and I, as my horse has COPD, or ROA. It has a few different names, commonly known as heaves. It's kind of like asthma in people. So he's allergic to pollen, like me, all kind of tiny airborne particles, so this helps to get the inflammation down. This is a cream called Haymax. It's designed for hay fever. I use this both on myself and Danny. I put it all around the outside of his nostrils and a tiny bit on just before it's properly inside the nostril, but you know, it stops particles from going all the way up the nose and it just kind of collects at the end instead. It's actually pretty good. You could use Vaseline too, but my aunt got these for me when I was telling her about Danny, and it's pretty good. I use it for myself, and yeah, it's organic, drug-free, pretty good. Tea tree. I don't actually use this as disinfectant, as lots of people do, although if I needed to, I'm sure that I would. I put a few drops of this in some boiling water if Danny's having a really bad day of breathing, and I use a plastic bottle that I've cut and burned the edges. I'll actually get it at the end of the video to show you. And I put it on his nose and he has to breathe it in, and he doesn't like it, but it does help. It gets, you know, all the kind of snot coming out of his nose, so it gets all the allergens out quicker. Okay. Deep freeze. Again, both for the horse and myself, as I have lots of joint problems called from Ehlers-Danlos if you watched the first video. So if you don't have access straight away, then this could be useful. I wouldn't use it on any cuts or anything, obviously. But I think I got this for $1.50 in Deal. Or else you can get something similar in Deal. Again, you could use, depending on the pain, you could use CC. I swear by creams and things. Okay. Liquid paraffin. This is good stuff. We had a case of colic a few years ago. At the time I didn't realise it was colic because I was much younger, and my riding instructor took the vet, and the vet said, get some liquid paraffin. If he doesn't improve in a few hours, call me and I'll come out. So we used a syringe, used some liquid paraffin, and he was fine. So I'd recommend having this in your first aid box, and also make sure it's not locked away in case you're ever there and you can't get in, or you know, you're just in a rush to administer it. It's really good. It works. It's a laxative, so it gets them chewing quicker. It can really help, and it makes everything greasier as well, so it just slides out easier. Alright, so bandages, obviously. You can never have too many bandages. These are just your normal kind of gauze bandage. This is the bandage I swear by. I got this for $1.50 in Deals. Yeah, and you can probably get something like this in Poundland or any of those other shops. It's self-adhesive. I've used it on my dog. Thankfully haven't had to use it on the horse. I've used it on myself a few times. It's really good stuff. It's kind of rubbery. Well, no, not rubbery. Wouldn't know how to describe the texture. Tape for your bandages. If you're using that nice blue wrap, you don't need it. But I suppose it's always nice to have it just in case. Let's see what else I have. Fabric plasters that have been soaked from the condensation, so I apologise. They are all different sizes. So you have nice size, well actually they're not all different sizes. I must have used them. Now, tampons. And no, they're not for me. And hopefully you'd never have to use this, but they were originally designed for bullet wounds and things like that. So if you ever have a large puncture wound and you're waiting for the vet to get out, this could do the trick. And sanitary pads. If you have a large wound, well, you know, these are really good at collecting blood. Unfortunately, these are soaked too. I'm hoping they'll just dry out. These aren't as absorbent as your big brands, so if you needed to, you could use those instead. Let's see. Really thick sanitary pads. Hopefully I'll never have to use them for the horse. Okay, so that's what I currently have in my first aid box. I also have a pair of scissors. Some things that I would like to add would be duct tape, in case I ever need to make the bandage waterproof. Nappies for problems with the feet would definitely be a plus. Definitely recommend having those. I had a whole list and now I'd suddenly forgotten them. I think I'll have to write things down from now on. Also, sponges that you've never used are pretty good as well. You can just cut them into smaller sizes using a pair of scissors, so if you just go to something like Dawn's or again Deals, because there's no point in wasting loads of money on things you can get somewhere else, I think anyway. Rags and things, obviously never used, well never washed clean rags, wouldn't want to irritate the wound. A hoof pick for getting stones and things out. Okay, so let me know what you've got in your first aid box. If you have any suggestions, then let me know too, please. I always want to add to my first aid box. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!